Already today's city challenge, the SCRS stealth, heavy bags, reinforced doors, and hidden detection bars. Heavy bags won't be a problem, reinforced doors isn't really a problem either, and then afterwards as for hidden detection bars, it's not really gonna be a problem in general since, well, it's just hidden detection bars and that's literally it. But then again, it is SCRS, so that might be a problem, but we're just gonna go through here as we awkwardly try and avoid getting caught since that's relatively important for what we're trying to do. And we're just gonna go through here, all the way over here, and we might see there's a guard over here, which there unfortunately isn't. I mean, this is not a great strategy, but it's somewhat working so far. Just not in a great way, to say the least. But so far we haven't been caught yet, so I suppose we could consider this a partial win, even though it barely is a win. I mean, this is a very, very silly way of doing this, and I have no idea where the other two guards are, and I'm just not gonna question it at this point since I don't think there's really a point. So we're just gonna transfer this bag over, and well, they're gonna just walk through here instead, which works out just fine as well. And I mean, we've got disguises now, so that's a good thing. But there are still more guards that we would ideally like to clear, which is what we're gonna do right now, except that one's over there, but the other's right over here, which does make things quite convenient. I mean, I suppose that works out as well, except that there's potentially another guard right over there, which will be hopefully walking towards us relatively soon. But whilst that happens, I'm just gonna go over here, and I'm just gonna unlock this, and it's all gonna be fine. I mean, that's kind of the plan, isn't it? So if you could just look over here, notice me for a bit, and then just walk through there, all the way around so that I can just take you out, that would be absolutely fantastic. Since that's kind of the ideal here. So if you could just go over here, get off the radio, or just immediately get off the radio, which works out just fine by me. I can back it up, I can grab the disguise, and then we can just move along, and things should, in theory, go just fine. I mean, that's kind of the plan, isn't it? That's always how the plan works. So we're just gonna grab the disguise, and I guess we could just ignore the last janitor, which, if you're gonna turn left... Well, I mean, that's one way of doing things. So we're just gonna get this door open. And I mean, it's not no suppressor, so we're just gonna drop this gun awkwardly in this corner over here. Awkwardly walk around as we try and avoid getting caught. Check the color of the metal detectors, which is red. And then go through here. And I mean, of course, we have to get our gun back, right? Since it's not no suppressors, and that suppressor is definitely crucial to the mission. Which, to be clear, it is not. So we're just gonna get this door open. See what's inside, which is the tech room. It's a bit of a shame, really, since this is a much better place to get a tech, provided that this is the camera room and... Well, isn't that a shame? So, that is completely useless to me. So I suppose we're not ever gonna get that back, but what's gonna happen is that the tech's gonna just walk around forever, never go back over there, and by the time I finally give up and then afterwards try and just go into the tech room, what's gonna happen is that the tech is gonna go to the perfect spot, which it's gonna be a massive insult to injury, but nonetheless, it'll be fine, I suppose. Provided that the door doesn't get shut on me so that I can actually go inside and take everyone out, but we could always go in through here and then see what happens, which... This seems like a relatively good way of doing things, and then we could just hack the cameras and then pretend that nothing happened. And I mean, it's working out so far, so we're just gonna not complain about it. And I mean, now we can finally start considering actually doing something vaguely important with the mission. So of course, we're just gonna go through here, look for the red wire, which it's right over here, and the guard is right now moving away. And this does look like the red wire, and we have to check the objective again, which does show that it is indeed the red wire. So we're just gonna continue disabling it, no one's gonna care, and it'll be, I suppose, a nice thing later on. Well, there's the blue wire, so regardless, we're gonna try and avoid getting caught. We're gonna see if there's an agent over here, which unfortunately there isn't. And then we could just, well, figure out where the tech's gonna go. And if they're just gonna stop there, that's gonna be really, really unfortunate. So that's really, really unfortunate, which means that I'm not just gonna wait. I mean, why would I wait? I'm just gonna go inside here, and I'm gonna take the much simpler option, and it'll be fun later, because what's gonna happen is, we're gonna have something that's really, really bad happen at just the right time. And not something that's just bad, but more something that's just a bit insulting, which is, well, never mind then. The gods, or more accurately, the tech's just gonna walk away, and it's not gonna be an insult, but nonetheless, we're gonna crack the safe open. We're gonna grab the keycard, and it's all gonna be fine. At least that's the plan, so we're gonna go through here, and in theory, we could just get started, and then afterwards it should just be fine. I mean, that's kind of how the plan always goes, isn't it? So, we're just gonna go in here, we're gonna unlock this, we're gonna see if Nightshade's over here, which, seemingly, the answer is no. And then we can search this computer. So regardless, now that we're done doing that, we've got a bit of hunting to do relatively soon by just wandering around and seeing where's where. Or more precisely, where the computer is that we're gonna have to actually go and access. Hopefully it'll be somewhere here, since that would be awfully convenient, but it seems that we haven't got any luck with that, so we're gonna have to go all the way through here, all the way through here, try and find a computer, and then hope that it's... Well, this is an interesting spot. It's not exactly... Speaking of which... But it's alright. I suppose we can make do with what we have. And now we've got to find a second spot by just going over here, going in through here, and it'll be just fine since we can just go inside, no one's gonna care. But unfortunately, we haven't even taken out one agent, which means that, well, we don't actually know what a USB is at all. We don't even know who has it. Hi there, God. I'm just gonna run by just so I can catch the door over there as we try and find somewhere nice to take people out. Which, so far, hasn't gone well, because so far I would quite like an agent and not just 20 guards. So we're gonna go through here. Nightshade's over there. Hemlock seemingly is over here, which does not seem to be the case anymore. But I mean, it's always just a matter of trying to find a good spot, which isn't really possible without a USB, since eventually the good spot's gonna be just the one over there. But I mean, if Nightshade's gonna walk in there, that will be quite nice right now. So, we could always go in here, see what's over here. And if Nightshade's not here, then, well, we're gonna have to go back over there where Hemlock was, and then just try and take people out, and then hope for the best, since we're most definitely on one radio right now. And if we start accumulating the remaining radios, things are not gonna end well if a second guard walks in. Hi there, Hemlock. This is awfully tempting. It's a really, really bad idea. But then again, I've got a suppressed gun. What could possibly go wrong? And I mean, we did get a USB after all. But then again, Hemlock's right over there, and this is just too tempting. But before that guard sees me trespassing, and before that guard thinks that I'm suspicious to run through all the way through here, we're just gonna go over here, see if Nightshade's over here, and then, well, we can always take him out. Since I did see Nightshade going in this... Since I thought I did see Nightshade going in this vague direction, but I mean the text here, and this is very, very tempting, even though it's a really, really silly idea, but then again, they are finally back, which I suppose is always a nice thing. So we're just gonna go through here, awkwardly with a bag on us, and I realized that I actually took on Nightshade and not Hemlock, so it's Hemlock that I was looking for. This is very, very tempting, but I feel like as though Hemlock has seen something that was suspicious. So hopefully, it's not something that I left over there, and it's not something that will come back to bite me later on. But we're gonna search this computer, we're gonna check that the weapon scanners are down, which they in fact are, and that means that once we're done, we could just run out through here and it'll presumably all go well. I mean, that's kind of how the plan always goes, isn't it? So, once this is done, we're gonna just put in the USB, we're gonna run through here, it's all gonna go well, no one's gonna really care, or at least that's kind of the hope here, so we can always sprint through here, all the way through here, all the way over here, and well, that's... provided that we actually escape, that's a daily challenge done in just over 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I mean, for once we get a USB first try, Cheers everyone, have a great time!